part 24. It's too much. I cannot bear these 15, around 15 absent. More than 15. I don't know, 140 or 38, around that number. I need to check. But attend all the classes. Being theory, it's important. Every class, no need to prepare again. Just follow the class. You are doing half of the preparation already, right? Come on, let's start with the sustainability. The concept of sustainability, right? The definition, the term sustainable and sustainability are used to describe many.
Miss,
Yeah.
Miss, what is the?
Yes.
Who's sharing the slide, Miss?
Yeah, I already shared. It is there.
Because I can't see, Miss. Okay, let
Can
me.
you log out and join again? You have to rejoin again. Maybe you kept it long for on. Maybe there's chance. You will log out and join again. I mean, not log out, just click the screen and refresh the screen. Yes,
Yeah,
you
Miss.
can see. Everybody can see. Right. Sustainability are used to describe many different approaches towards improving way of life. Okay. What is this sound? Mhm. How come extra noise? Any problem with anybody?
No, Miss, can go on.
Okay. You are learning ethics, you are learning attitudes, you are learning professionalism, right? Bear in mind always, I used to say like this, I have no other way to explain you how you have to behave in the class, right? So these are the things we are going to mean. First, let's see the definition. There is no single definition for this, right? Uh, it's there are different approaches, improving life. Then and there I will quote with the SDGs. SDGs are the very best thing globally. They are working for peace and prosperity of the people, right? From there you can see how the sustainability can be adapted, conducted, and check for success or failures. All these things, all methodologies are being developed or developed already. There are some reports that you can gather. We are successfully running it, except this pandemic time, right? Pandemic time is exceptional. It has overturned the sustainability goals itself. It's as we have to do a rework. We are pushed back to 2020, 12, 13, like that. We need a revamp, completely revamp on sustainability goals. That is where the experts are working on it. Now, examples. Sustainability is an attempt to merge ecology, economy into one system. So far they are following separate. Now they are merging. They are giving importance, equal importance to whenever there is a project, maybe environment, production, cyber security, data, database, or anything. For all, economy has to be combined. Check for the economy. Go for economic and ecological base, ecological beneficial projects. Sustainability means living a life of dignity in harmony with nature. So these are the things. But there you can coin with any number of goals, right? Any number of variables. First one, combine ecology and economy, right? Very first, as engineers, right? As engineers, we bother about these two. Then go for societal. Automatically, when you address these two, automatically it is addressing the society. We will see number of cases and number of strategies which are followed worldwide. Very interesting thing. You may also get interested. It's not, no project is nowadays a standalone. Must have a sustainability component. Must have sustainability index. Must achieve that value. See, being take example UCSI. Maybe we have to introduce projects like this in future. UCSI having grown up to this level from the past, like for the past 20, 30 years, they're working. They achieve all, and they go on to the top level, right? Top 10 levels. How? By adapting good practices and so on, right? Now, sustainability is also an important factor that we are yet to achieve. Although we are standing on top in Malaysia and Asian countries, we have to achieve the sustainability. Unless you achieve the sustainability, you cannot say I am leading the university, I'm leading the region, I'm leading the globe, I'm leading the country, and so on, right? Nowadays, sustainability is very important. Start from UCSA and other universities, organizations, companies must have this sustainable, achieve the sustainability. There are, approvals, exclusive approvals must be obtained for sustainable society means achieving those sustainable principles. We'll see how we are going to adapt and what are they. I will give the preamble and fundamentals of these things today, and next class more practical and SDGs, covering SDGs. Okay, so I started with ecology. Here ecology, olden days, and there is no environment, they call this as ecology. Ecology and economy have to be one, and then coming to society must have a life of dignity, harmony, peace with nature, and can also be classified in all these terms. See, so there are so many until this. How many? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ways you can define it. Further, sustainability means creating an economic system that provides for quality of life while renewing the environment and its resources. So the quality of life should not be affecting by providing changes to the environment, right? By establishing the nature, by establishing the product or the nature or system and utilizing the resources. Example, well-known, renowned countries and world-famous countries or top-level countries, right? When you say ranking 1, right? Top-ranked countries in the world, they are all grown up. We cannot say they are very good and we are rich and they are satisfied with all, but by that they are producing a lot of ecological footprint. With that, we cannot say they are sustainable. Although they are developed countries like Europe, UK, Netherlands, Japan, Switzerland, Europe, many countries in Europe and USA, Western countries. Although if you take, they are at the top economic level, unless they achieve this sustainability, we cannot say they are sustainable. By in terms of development, they produce a lot of carbon footprint, ecological footprint, whether they address these issues or not. Only by addressing these issues, you can say it is sustainable. So quality of life should not be affected when doing environmental growth, production increase, company increase, resources utilization, and so on. Second, a sustainable community is one that resembles a living system where all the resources are renewed and in balance for perpetuity, right? Yes. Coming to the society, once you do this, right, when you want any development, any new structures, new projects, change in education system, change in health system, you should look for the sustainable community, whether it's how it is going to change the community. Start from the small community, one that resembles living system where all the resources are renewed and in balance for perpetuity, for perpetual perfect usage of you must have a proportion between resources, peace, and also the environment. With that, you can say you are a sustainable community. Sustainable means renewing resources at a rate equal to or greater than the rate at which they are consumed. Very good point. Now these people working on, I don't know how many of you are environmental engineers, civil engineer. I didn't check yet, but you should know this answer. Sustainability means renewing resources at a rate or equal to or greater than the rate at which they are consumed. Is it possible? Come on, answer me. The question is posed to everyone, but I expect answer from civil engineer and environmental engineer. This statement, sustainability means renewing resources at a rate equal to or greater than the rate at which they are consumed. Is it possible for all?
Of course, it is possible.
Who is this?
I'm Arkham.
Civil engineer?
I'm a petroleum engineer, but I recently studied environmental engineering last semester. Yeah.
No. Wrong answer. Is it true for all? It's not true for all.
It's not true for all. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, it's not true for all. Yeah.
That's the point. It's not true for all. Some cases, yes, it's true. In the construction destruction, the rate is maintained only for certain production, not for all, especially environmental thing. The portion of water that utilized from the lake or water supply system or any form of resources, the replenishment, the get back of water, take the underground water. Say your company is using a borehole, right? When you take in the water, the replenishment or supplement of that water that you already use will take furlongs and millions of years. That is what calculated before. It takes very long time for the portion of the water that you utilize from underground to get replaced. Same goes to any form like rainwater. If it is agriculture, if it is agriculture, you use some land for agriculture, and you use for you. I mean, if it is rain-fed, only depending on the rainfall. Again, getting rainfall also it takes so many days, right? Formulation of cloud, and then everything takes until the end of you get precipitation is so long time. It is not possible. Same goes to waste also, production of waste. Okay, I go back to the slide. It is not true for all, right? Renewing resources that you utilize will take longer and longer, millions and millions. Like you can even take in terms of years, the what sound years. Normally, if it is more than kilometers and millions, we'll use the sound, right? The speed of the sound as the length of the year or duration. It is more than that. It is increasingly or invariably varying time to time. That is not a constant flow as that too. It is varying and it takes longer. So you have to wisely utilize the resources. Whether when you use the resource, check whether it is what's the time taken for replacing, what's the time taken for getting back to the new normal, right? Sustainability is creating a world where everyone can have fulfilling lives and enjoy a rich level of well-being within the limits of what nature can provide. Yes, it is like a communism. Russian countries, simple communists. You can say sustainability is a communist. Everyone should be well paid, peace of life, no hunger, no poverty. It's equalism in terms of we call this as a communism. In other words, everyone should be fulfilled with the lives, the basic needs of the lives they should get. That is how each country like then. If you take the sustainable countries in the world, we can immediately from the newspaper and magazines and the learnings from other sources. We can say the good examples are all the developed countries like Singapore city, all the cities. They are fully or economically grown up, right? Economically uplifted country with all the people got employed. The minimum salary is so high, and then all get no poverty. I'm talking about before pandemic, not after pandemic. It's totally different. We are talking about we are learning the concept. So in that case, just take before pandemic. And then Switzerland, especially Copenhagen, where all the climate issues are being discussed. They are the number one countries who are completely followed. We can say Copenhagen as the number one example for sustainable city. And then this side, uh, Asian side, many countries like Australia, some of the countries in cities in Australia, Sydney, and then Korea, Seoul, South Korea, Seoul, the capital, also highly developed China, Hong Kong, the city Hong Kong, all are examples of sustainable cities. Coming to Kuala Lumpur, we have only selected projects. The one I told you before, I think, in Putrajaya, Diamond House, Diamond Building, looks like a diamond, all with the all glass panels, right? Wherever the hidden energy can be stored and utilized. They store energy, they store water, they produce what you call all 5 R's, reuse, what do you call, all recycling, reuse, all 5 R's are adapted in the building, standing as an example for sustainability in Kuala Lumpur. And then CIDB also, construction company CIDB also introduced the sustainability in all their projects. Now what is it? It's a policy, policy, government policy. This will be successful only government take into account as a policy that every project that it is sanctioned by the government, especially construction projects, must fulfill the sustainability requirement. Then we are successful. The countries those who are successful are due to government policy. Government policy itself and the approval itself has 20% allocation for what do you call sustainable components. If it is a road, whether you have a cycle lane, right? What is a lane? What is the length? What is the capacity? They're checking. If it is a house, how many condominium or terrace? What do you call the high-rise building? How many buildings are having? How many levels are having your the roof garden, right? What are the greenery value? All these things they are checking. Then only we are giving approval. So each and every project has to be approved based on the sustainability component as well, in addition to other fulfilling criteria like maybe the economy, budget, right? Budget, strength, if it is a building, strength of the building, the design, norms following the building bylaws, and so on. If it is a treatment plan, same goes to the design of the treatment plan, the criteria fulfilling, and the capacity, location, and so on, right? Coming to, that's why rich countries are sustainable, creating a world where everyone can have fulfilling lives, enjoying rich level of well-being within the limits of so everyone, right? Everyone should be fulfilled. Not no now no rural, no urban, not even a suburban. All are urban, but in urban we look the rural. We have a rural setup, meaning we have all the greeneries, we have all the circulation of air, oxygen, enough plantation, food production. Do you know, if I talk, there are interesting stories, and it is successful now, and everybody can do it. They are growing in house, like inside the house, you can grow tomato, cherries, vegetables by maintaining. But it is all research. It incurs money in terms of maintaining temperature, humidity, what else? Sun, right? The radiation, sun radiation, and then humidity especially, and then proper watering, also on all there. But it is successful to grow plantation even within the house. To that extent, you are making urban into rural based, because all people have moved to urban. What will happen to rural, and how do we satisfy the, I mean, bridge the gap by changing the urban into, or changing urban setup with rural facilities? Whatever they got there, they will be getting here. That is what the concept going on. It was successful scientifically. It was successful to grow with the proper environment, creating an in-house environment to grow plantation, to grow vegetation, not roof garden. I'm talking about in-house, inside the house, inside the room. Okay, to that extent, if you do all these things, I'm sure there is no disparation and differentiation between different levels of people, higher, lower, rich, poor, getting, not getting, right? This balance, this is fully balanced, and everyone is getting a rich life, peace of life, help each other, attitude changing, peace index is increasing. Sustainability means taking the long-term view of how our actions affect future generation, and making sure we don't deplete resources. We should not deplete, deprive, or remove, or completely use it. Deplete means empty it. You cannot empty it or cause pollution at rates faster than the earth is able to renew the earth. So naturally, earth is very difficult to replenish its soil, right? You utilize for agriculture, then getting the same rich, mineral rich or soil, it will take time unless you chemically reclaim or spend more time. Somehow the originality is lost. You have to spend time to get back to the original soil, original water, the same quantity of water, and so on. Okay, the pillars. The pillars of sustainability are environment or ecology. Some books it may be written as ecology. Remember both environment, society, and economy. Sustainability. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry to stop you. I just have a question.
Yeah.
So, talking about the sustainability and all these things to the humanity, to environment, I mean, why they just think about it before 6 years only? I mean, what happened before 2015? Why it's a new things to think about or to develop or to put SDG goal, for example?
Why it was late to think of it, right?
Exactly, yeah.
The thing is, to my knowledge, every policy change, global change will take place when there is a big devastation. Like 1970s, there was a flood. They started developing all flood modeling, very good models which can survive the people. And then with that flood, there is an outbreak of malaria, dengue, all those diseases. The outbreak of all those diseases during that malaria of different forms. Different forms have emerged at that time in 1970s. And then they started thinking about developing this flood modeling, online monitoring, And then the health point of view, they started vaccination, research on vaccination. It's all after undergoing some kind of devastation, they started thinking of this one scenario. And then 1990s, 2000, now 2020, again another pandemic, right? There are subsequent devastation due to nature, due to health, disease spread, right? This corona is not a new corona. It is already, it was there as SARS, right? SARS was there before 19, which year? 1990s, I think. 90s or 7, even before. No, 100 year before. SARS started 100 year before. Roughly about 1920, 14 to 20, 1914 to 20, the SARS started already. So, but slowly growing. Now it is, there are three things, right? Epidemic, pandemic, endemic, and so on. Pandemic is affecting global. It was initially epidemic, just disease spread within the region, within the people, and then become endemic region-wide, and then become pandemic now. When it is becoming worse and worse, people started thinking of developing goals, developing what do you call policies, and so on. That was the year, 2015 was the year they decided, all the countries, the top level people, the presidents of most of the countries, like 193, I think around 193 countries, they joined together. They started forming these sustainability goals. And then especially climate change. Yes, I can say this is the main reason. Climate change. Actually, the UN started with the climate change COP. You know COP? COP.
No.
If you type the word as COOP, I forgot the full name, but it is the Copenhagen. Yeah, Copenhagen. COP is a Copenhagen plan for policy, a plan for climate change. They started with the climate change. When you see 1990s and the sea level rise, they affected the sea level rise, and then climate change. Climate change became worse in 2000, and sea level rise and icebergs are at the rate of 1 meter. Every day is 1 meter. Can you imagine 1 meter? Every day 1 meter means see how much ice are melted. So next thing is a climate change, and then followed by, already they started for climate change. Slowly it was moved to different. I mean, number one is a flood, pandemic, diseases, and then climate change. End up with so many economic loss and so on. Once they thought, once the climate change become worse and worse, and the temperature increase and the melting of ice, the sea level rise are becoming worse and worse, they started formulating what is called sustainability. That is the birth of sustainability, as far as I know. And then it has come to a formulation only. They started even in 2000, but they started, I mean, they come to implementation in the year 2015. Okay. It is a gradual growth. It does not mean that it has just started on 2015. It has been started way back in last century, end of last century itself. They started in terms of climate change, climate issues. Okay.
Understood.
That is why if you see the global goals and the goals, there are many number of environmental goals compared to economic and social. I'll show later on how they are covering. More environmental goals than others. Based on this only, all other has factored, and they started developing these goals and become mandatory for every project. Okay, go back to the slide. Right. It is not just started on 2015. That is my answer. Started from the beginning, but become all the countries have agreed at one place and one point, which is on 2015.
So the agreement, it was on 2015. It's the agreement, yes. But they just decided and planned it before. I see.
Yes, the planning was in a different form, especially for climate change. The treaty was signed by 2015.
Understood. Thank you so much for your clarification, Doctor.
Sustainability further, say that we have seen some definitions, and these are the pillars, right? These are the pillars, started with environment, society, economy. The same way we can also have number of goals. If you set the goals, this has more and less and very less. We'll see. Or they are interdependent, right? But any project, for your information, any project, any product will start from society, right? Human being, we need human being to model. We need human being to enjoy, right? To use to develop, to monitor, right? And then comes the environment, economy. But according to the goal, if we talk about the goal, it starts from environment. If there is any crack in the environment, the whole thing is spoiled. Or society, it goes the vice versa. Affects economy, in turn affects the environment. Okay. Sustainability is a transition, right? Yeah. We have to do transition. We cannot stick to the old method. We can see a transition in sustainability from traditional methods in every aspect of life, especially how this transition is taking place. Some examples and some ways that has taken place in sustainability are given here. How is it transition is happening? This is traditional conventional method of doing. It might be development of your model, development of your, societal setup or government or any policy, right? Or maybe your method of what do you call organizing things, right? The level of what economical economy, how you work out your economy, budget of the company, budget of the uh, government, and so on. Now all change, but there is a, we'll see how they are. Keeping score with the gross cash flow, only mind the cash flow, right? What is the economy, whether outturn is there or not? What is the net return? That is the bother in the old traditional method. Now keeping score with whole system balance sheet. It is not just cash flow, must tag with environment, sustainability, and ecology, society. Not only cash flow, have to be tagged with environment and society. Must benefit, or there should be an equal proposition among all. That is how we can say you are having a sustainable goal achieved, or development is there with sustainability. No development, no project can go just with cash flow, or when you work out the outcome, right? Hey, you see your FIP, even in your FIP can see sustainability component, right? And you may be worried why, I don't know, you people are doing FIP or not? Most of you are doing, right? I think you are doing FIP.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, the
Yes, miss.
If you check the criteria, see, you yourself is a victim, because then sustainability starts from individual. It is not a big thing, like government. You have to wait for government rule. You have to wait for your boss rule or decision on this. No, starts from individual. Like that, you stood and FIP. In FIP also, there is a component. What is the environmental sustainability address in this project? You see, you check your criteria. I think FIP for Faculty of Engineering all same criteria. To that extent, this has to be fully utilized, fully developed and adapted in every company. Saying that not just outturn, return, must have how much you conserve the environment, whether that particular project, whatever is used is recycle or not, how much percentage you recycle, then only you get the chop for sustainable. Yes, this company is sustainable. If you do 100%, you are getting a golden medal, or you are the model company for the globe. 100%. No, zero waste, zero emission, then you are the number one, like Tesla, right? Model for the globe. Otherwise, at least some percentage of reuse, recycling, production, right? Some kind of new innovative material, using the materials. What else? Yeah, society, peace index have improved, right? Your level, most of them are getting this salary, and your salary of the company, your employers are getting salary a bit higher. Also good. It's a good societal sustainability, improvement in sustainability for the company. Like that, you have to check for all components, then say you are leading, you are the topper. Seeing environmental, social and economic challenges as separate competing. Yeah, the knowledge was not that much important to environment. Okay, simple word I say. In my I am already around big age already. Olden days, my grandpa in 1940s, before independence of India, 1940s, he can utilize all the area wherever he wants to dig the well. He can dig the well and use the water and so on, right? Those days, water is free, land is free. He can even build his hut or house anywhere, no approval required. In my grandfather's time, water, land, air was free. And in my time, my father time, land become a product, commodity, must be approved by the government. You cannot simply use the land. You have to get approval to build your house, build your plant, build your company. And then in my time, even that water become commodity. I cannot dig the well anywhere, unauthorized, right? Illegal. I am chargeable. So water become commodity in our generation time. Your time, air spot. There are many air spot. There is no air, good air. Air become a commodity, becoming a commodity. You can see many air spot getting fresh air, oxygen, cryogenic energy, and so on. Like that, slowly we are depriving the environmental factor, environmental elements in our past life and up to current life. Or in future also, it will be completely depleted. We leave nothing for the future generation. That is why these kind of concepts are helping to say whatever you energy use, whether you can recover, reuse, reproduce, recycle, then you are still retaining the environment, right? There is a balance, good balance, or otherwise, no, that is what I'm saying here. They are all different. They treated different. So it was free. Environment is free. I mean, treated differently, social, economic. He can use any number of land to make his economy, olden time, to make money. And he can make money, don't bother about environment. He can societal education level or income level, simply increase the raise the people's salary, right? People's salary or income without bothering the environment, right? He can grow as many as agricultural land, adapt and then group things, and then they can make money. All these things are independent, separate entity. Now comes together, coin together. When you use environment, see all these things are balanced or not. When you want to make money, see these things are balanced or not. When you want to uplift the society, see these things are not deprived, not sacrificed. Come on, sustainability is a transition. Short-term thinking. Finally, there are a few more. Okay. Now, short-term thinking. There's a long-term thinking. Don't say long-term thinking means you have to spend a lot of time to this plan, right? You think a lot, think in a long way, whether the environment is preserved for your children, your grandchildren, and so on, your generations to generation, whether the environment is preserved or not. That's why it's a long-term, in terms of attitude, in terms of planning, not in terms of duration or money spent. An economy outside the nature. This is an economy outside the nature. Olden time, they just utilize the land, utilize the resources, utilize the raw material for making money only. Don't bother about other factors. And then integrated with nature. An economy, this is an integrate, actually it's a bullet point. This is an economy integrated with nature. It's not standing alone, it must be integrated with nature. Okay, next point is it is a system which is, that was a linear system. As long as one is increasing, the other one will be increasing. Increase the production, you get more money. Never bother about any other. But there may be a systematic flow of resources. Okay, systematic flow of resources. Systematic means you should bother about the output. There is a system means always system denotes there's an input, process, and output. The process may be gray, black, blue, white, anything, right? But must have a systematic approach. Must have input, must bother about output. Don't leave the output as it is. Just discharge into river or throw in the dustbin or throw into neighbor house and so on. Must be avoided. Fossil fuel dependent. Olden days only depending on fossil fuel. That's how the emission were quite enormous. And then it's cautioning us now to look after this sustainability. What you do? Go for solar derived, electrical derived. What else? Solar derived wind energy. Use all other type of renewable energy for your production. Getting sustainability right. Any questions so far?
All clear, doctor, all clear.
Any other? Osama answer, no other answer. Wait, I download the attendance. This is theory, just remember those points, whatever it is there. Mostly you will be assessed based on these slides and the scope of study. You don't need to study wide and end up with forgetting everything, okay? And just your scope is based on this. Sustainability is the ocean, growing ocean. Although the sea level is like sea level rise, it's still growing. Okay, you have to keep learning, and you are the people who will be taking care in future in the full form. Now it is only growing level. Where is it? Understanding the science. Yeah, you may wonder, how do I adapt the sustainability? What is sustainability? What should I bother about? For this, you should really have a science background. The concept, fundamentals, right from mathematics, science, technology, skills. Once one who is possessing all these skills, he is successful in applying or achieving sustainability for his company or for his own house. Started from house, his own house, his own life, right? Creating the ethical framework, applying the human intention, designing a systems response. So if you want to achieve sustainability for your own project and started from your project, see that whether you apply the science properly or not. You start from the science, start from what you know, right? What you learn, what you are strong enough. From there, you create a framework. For example, you are very good in waste management, very good in treatment methods, design. Start with how effectively you can utilize it. What will be the framework? If you're a very good programmer, see how you can make a very good firewall for the banking system, for the online banking system, mobile system, so that you are helping the society. The peace index is increasing, right? Last time the online theft was 1,000. Today for this small community, 1,000 now reduced to 10. So your peace index is increased. Like that, you can formulate your framework, applying. For all, science is the basis, skills are the basics, technical knowledge is the basis. Applying the human intention, yeah. Once you are developing things, the three concepts, like again, whenever I look into this, I remember these 3 points only: environment, society, economy. Also include the human intention, designing the system's response. After intention, and later you will study project engineering design. In that you will know what are the steps. It's always ending with, any project must end up with monitoring, managing, evaluating. You cannot just install the power station and go. You must observe the performance for a year, or at least for 2 years, or few steps, to check whether it's really fulfilling the purpose of its design, its installation. Check the system response. If there is any troubleshooting needed, you can manipulate and you can check, troubleshoot, update it and upgrade it to the next level of use. Examples of sustainable development. Whenever we talk about the sustainable, it comes to our mind eco. Don't forget this word eco. Eco city, eco park, eco industry, eco building, eco, even anything for that matter, eco food, anything for that matter. If you coin this word, become a sustainable project. We can call this as a sustainable project. Sustainability component is there. Okay, that's how we can see Malaysia. There are many. Eco Hill, that is a project itself, building project itself. He's having many branches. He named that building itself as Eco Hill, Eco Sunway, Eco Merdeka, and so on. Many are there. All moving towards greater sustainability. All cities and parks are moving, corporations, governments are all moving towards greater sustainability, like this. I will show, maybe, oh, this is the only diagram. Okay, I can show in this diagram also how they are moving. Buildings, started from the building. They use this building, right? This land is used. Environment means this land is utilized. See whether how effectively this land space is used. They have buildings for social improvement, right? Status of the society is improved by having proper buildings, right? Proper buildings. I have to always refer to Singapore or Copenhagen or Sydney or Seoul, Asian countries, and then Netherlands. How they improve? Like this. All people are living in well-established houses. How? Like this, adapting sustainability. They have houses, their peace index is good. Everyone is having good house with proper facilities, right? Space and functioning. then it is good. With that, they also have the plantations, greeneries. Greeneries also in between, wherever it's possible, wherever it's a terrace. Now I told you the concept growing inside, cherry fruit, tomato, spinach, all grown inside the house. And hydrophobic plants, no way, it's already there. Hydrophobic plants you can very well grow with water. Just have a water pond, grow your hydrophobic plants, which is maybe entertaining, maybe for health, maybe for your own food and other purposes, medicinal purposes. Like that, you must have a knowledge and attitude of living with environment, not only living with environment like this. Have some greeneries, and then I don't know whether I can show here or not. Must have draining water, must have draining water, collect the water on top and then drain it, filter it and supply to these plants, right? Recycling of rainfall, rainwater harvesting system, that is called rainwater harvesting system, or artificial rain. Just collect the rain, store it at some place, filter it, and then supply to provide a pipelines to supply it for your plants, or get back to your supply for your sanitation works and other grey works. Here I done already. No. Here. Okay. Sustainable city considers the natural environment in its design and aims to reduce the input of energy, water, and other resources, minimizing the generation of waste and other environmental disturbance. I keep saying, must have, any project must have zero waste or less waste. Some percentages, by that some percentage is being reused. That is what is mentioned here. So how you say sustainable? They are having input of energy, water, like having the hidden energy. The hidden energy is called hidden energy. You have to receive the hidden energy, store it by means of glass panels, and by that, and there are also many failure projects. Please make note of it. Towards the end of last century and beginning of this century, there are many failure projects. Very funny things are also gone through magazines. Because of poor design, poor alignment of the panels, glass panels, they even make a egg omelette, the sun rays that was captured by these panels, they can even make a egg omelette at the bottom. They keep the egg, got the omelette already ready. Like that, they are all poor design which will affect the human being, but care should be taken to properly align it, design with the proper angles, proper radiation coverage, and store properly into the cells, and then you see it, right? Technical knowledge also, background also important in designing it. So see how you can conserve the heat energy forever and store it in solar batteries to use for your own purpose. Every house must have this idea in future. Not they started already. They started already. How the other countries are successful, and as I said before, because of the government policy. Policy itself is having, if the certain project have to be approved, check with the sustainability components in it, whether they have a, like the building, rainwater harvesting system is there or not, reuse, how the wastes are generated, how the wastes are reused, or how the wastes are disposed, how the alignment, the road alignment, whether the road alignment is only for cars and vehicles, how is it? All these things are checked, and then only it is approved. Start from roadway, it is started from roadway and then to the building inside also, how the energy is stored, and then what else? Health also important, right? Check the health of the people, how, the temperature inside, how is the temperature varying in the house due to these panels, solar panels utilization, wind energy, how the wind energy, rainwater harvesting systems are installed. After that only it can be approved. Must have generation, minimizing the generation of waste and other environmental disturbances reduced. Was aimed to reduce. All these things should be reduced. Okay. Example one is the Victoria Castells in Spain. Is one example of the sustainable in olden timeline, not now. And we have many other projects now overtaken this. This was in last century. One example of sustainable city or eco-city, it has implemented a policy of mixed land use, see mixed land use, and high intensity development along its major transport routes, especially major transport routes where there is a carbon dioxide emission, right? More emission, carbon emission, CO2 emission, where there is more emission which can be utilized by the plants. So there is a good balance between the release of unwanted gas and then also utilization by the in a right way by the plants. An upgraded public transport system allows more residents to live there while remaining green belts still provide habitat for wildlife and recreational areas for people. So people are living and also they are having recreation. They have good air, good ventilation, good transportation system, and so it is sustainable. And the rest of the things like saving energy, producing less waste, all are accounted by means of these sustainable buildings. One moment, I download that. 130, yeah, at last. 10 missing to my knowledge. What happened to this 10? Maybe burned or what? Anybody knows, please tell your friends. Must attend all the classes. If you have any, what we call financial issues, please tell your friends to have a email to finance department. If they want, I can provide the email also, or you can get from your academic advisor or head of school. Just write to them. You must have a plan to, already recorded, must have a plan to settle the pay. You must have a plan, right? You can ask for duration, plan, and then send the email. With that, you are able to attend all the classes and tests. Coming Friday, I request all of you to attend the exam. Don't fail. I don't know, I think 1 or 2 students, to my knowledge, because I was sending email, but please, those who are barred, send email to finance department giving your planning and adhere to the planning. In case if there shouldn't be any change, in case what's the situation, keep them informed, settle it, okay?
Excuse me, Miss?
Yes.
The midterm is on 22nd of June. That's Tuesday.
Let me check. One moment. Yeah, send message to me.
Yeah.
You mean next Tuesday or Thursday?
Yes,
Next Tuesday.
actually, it's already, as Arqam said, it's on 22nd,
Yes.
which is next week, week 8 on Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I will double check whether it, yeah, I know, I get it. It is next week. Yes, later we change to next week. I don't know, it is Tuesday or Thursday. Let me once again check it. Oh, he posted today, right? Midterm exam. Let me check the message.
Yes.
Check the message. Yeah, it is already there. Tuesday. Oh, Tuesday, 22. Okay, Tuesday, before Tuesday, keep the finance department informed about your plan. Then you can attend your exam. Don't get fail mark. You don't deserve it, right? Please attend the exam. Just for monetary and family issues, you shouldn't be a victim for that. Send the plan to complete your exams on time. Right? I did download already. Remind me at we are finishing at 3:30, right? Remind me at 3:20. Yeah, I want to discuss about the project a bit because okay. How do we do it? An example 1, right? Resource recovery based eco. How you call the sustainable building as eco-friendly, eco-economic park, eco-industrial park, eco-city, eco-product, eco-food, right? How you can use this word, there is a meaning in it. You see this example, this is the resource recovery facility, right? Many of the urban planning or which are already there, and they are only going for revamp and renovation of those system. How do they do it? This is typical example of a system which is said to be a sustainable one, right? It is not 100%, but to some percentage. Let's see one by one. the main concept is in any community, any region, right? That is what urban practice, right? We want everything to be nearby. You take Kajang, for example. I love Kajang. All things are nearby. Those are Malaysian and people who lived around this area can understand this concept. Kajang, you get all things nearby. Cinema, police station, post office, schools, universities, hospitals, all nearby. Communities nearby. Charos also a little bit okay. Care, traffic itself killing us, right? Reaching one place, 10 minutes, we spend about an hour or half an hour minimum. It is not eco-friendly. I just want to give you an example like that. We want all centralized, localized, nearby facilities being provided. In the same way, this concept is successful if production and reuse or reuse recovery are nearby. That the main thing is here like this. See, all the production, all the facilities, all the production, manufacturing, factories, corporations, companies should be nearby to the resource and recovery facility, or all are to be centralized, right? Centralized, not even like a linear system. All these things are like this. Anyway, if it is centralized only, you have a short radius, right? Short radius. If it is going here, also long radius already. So must have a circle. It is not a circular economy or not. Must have. Let it be, to me. It's a kind of a circular or short radius locations. All are located with a short radius. That is one thing. Nearby to the recovery plant company, or you can have in-house recovery plant itself. If it is not possible, not viable, not feasible to have it in your own, like health department, they cannot have. So they have to be away, but must be nearby. Saying that is one point. Another thing, the radius should be less, distance should be nearby. Another one, see here, this company is discharging the waste, right? Generator, sometimes uses recovered tires in the production of composite rubber products and fuels. See, this is the production, and the waste is sent. The recovery center produce the energy, send the electricity to the plant. And here, this plant is for ethanol and biofuel production, chemical factory, and they send the waste fibers after production. The waste fiber, the rusk, the last one, the left one, are sent back to the recovery plant. And then what they are getting? Collection of materials, raw materials in the form of, the raw materials either for production directly or indirectly, their base product or raw material for their production, which is ethanol and biofuel. Okay. They get the raw material for producing ethanol biofuel from the recovery plant by sending the waste. So you see here, there may be some percentage like 30% and 10% getting, 80% and 50% getting, and so on. Depends on, always must have this type of growth. Send waste, get some reuse, get some recovery. This one is only dependent on this concrete plant. See, getting only getting, not it is a one way, it is a recover, it is also eco-centric, eco-based. I don't know, recently I don't know, government has said use the what do you call second-hand shirts, second-hand products. There was a time when Malaysian government last month, a few months before, use second-hand products, isn't it? Use second-hand products, second-hand clothes, but that is another issue of skin diseases, whether it will lead to skin disease or not. That depends on individual interests. But government itself started saying use, reuse, use second-hand, and don't leave any waste. That is the main concept they are trying to say. In that, one such example is here. They just take only the raw material, right? We do not know this company, like this typical company. They take only, they're not going for a new purchase. They're not going, they maybe sand, silt or gravel, some product which is used for this concrete plant. They don't go for a new raw material, but getting from recovery plant, which is cheaper, or must check for the strength again. They get all from recovery plant. That is how it's bit greenery again. And then Pharmaceutical, see here pharmaceutical again, they send some waste, they get some. Similarly, all these things are here coming to municipal solid, yeah, solid waste only sending. That is the purpose, India Water, Malaysia India Water. You are only sending municipal solid waste to the company for recovery. There's a company, solid waste company, India Water company, you can write as Malaysia, you can write as India Water company, sends only, not getting, because their purpose, main aim is to send only. It's totally a different company. We cannot expect here any kind of this eco-friendly unless they have to start their own, right? Because it is still okay if they will start their own, their transport is reduced, right? The amount of transport is reduced. It is their bother, right? Like that, you can see what is the percentage of this and percentage of this. Is it balanced? 100%, 20-80, or 60-40, or 50-50, or 100-100, also same. An eco-friendly park in Kalundborg, Denmark, has a number of businesses that utilize the byproducts of other manufacturers. See, they're like this company. They use only byproduct of other manufacturers. They don't go for new raw material for the production. They only use byproducts. From there, they are producing. Yeah, nowadays buildings. I think it's most of you may be knowing. The Myanmar and Mauritius means most of the countries which are island, and then which are getting flooding very often. They have to keep moving their house. Olden days they build their house in wood. Now they are building their house with plastics. All plastic bottles are stacked to build their own house, their own dwelling places. Can you imagine? You check in YouTube, you can get wonderful videos, exciting videos, not wonderful, exciting videos, awesome videos that they build the house using all plastic bottles. Like to that extent, you can depend on this recoverable material. The waste created by a power station in the park is used to make cement by another form. Yeah, just now we saw waste created by a power station, right? It may be a water power, hydropower, or maybe fossil fuel, coal. The waste that are produced can be used for making cement. They still use the minerals from there, right? Other businesses use the heat generated by the power plant and cement factory for some. Oh, it's very, very important factor that you should know. You know, the cement factories are the number one. They are standing as a number one in any country to pay electricity. They use the electricity to that extent because the furnace should be very hard to burn the minerals and the sand, coal, the glass, the materials that they are producing, used to produce cement. They have to be the furnace should be very hard, and the production is very high for a country. By that, the electricity bill paid by these cement factories are the number one people in any country. In that company, either the company or the government must check whether the sustainability is there or not. What happened to the fumes that is coming? What happened to the Thailand? What happened to the products? What happened to the byproducts? Must have the facilities for recovery, reuse, and pollution, right? What is their facilities, the actions against pollution, prevention of pollution, prevention of energy, right? Consuming more energy, right? Whether they have a balanced use of more energy or paying like this. All these things should be checked, especially for cement factories and other production centers. Eco towns. Last time eco park, and then eco industry. Now is the eco towns for Asia. An application of sustainable technology. An affordable, sustainable town can now be built that will recycle its own water, grow its basic needs, generate its own power, manage all the forms of waste. Yeah, I don't know whether you people attended. Nowadays, interesting seminars are going around. You can watch through webinars, and if you have time, if you feel boring, cannot understand, you can go for webinars. There are free webinars available online with certification itself available for your information. You're not spending your time. But nowadays certificates have no meaning. Knowledge, how much skill you obtain, how you're going to be deployed into the community and the government, what do you call, employment is most important, right? In the society, how you're going to be deployed in the society is important. What is your role? How you're going to be in the future? Become engineer, become a contractor, become scientist, researcher. These are most important. For this, you need the skills. So I attend all those things to get knowledge and improve your skills. In that, one such a seminar I attended, and they say they build a house, everything is there. What I mean, the sanitary water, where the sanitary water is going, where the household domestic water, cleaning water, and simple grey water is going. They have facility to reuse it to the garden, and then the radiation and solar radiation. Solar radiation received by the house, they are self-sustained for their own use, and then wind energy, right? If it is in the coastal area, right? Like you are constructing a resort, right? You're constructing resorts, or you are buying a resort in coastal area, very good windy, right? You can have that particular building or facility can have wind generation, power through wind generation. Like that, a house can be, it's not a house, house can be a mini production center itself. They produce energy, they produce water, they produce, what else? Plantations, many are there. That is what I self-sustained or self-made people or community or the building. That is what I explained here. It should be manage all forms of waste their own, right? They have a dumping yard wherein they can dump and they produce a raw fertilizer, right? I mean the wood fertilizer. They can sell that as a fertilizer, or they can give to waste treatment plant. It will also recover energy from waste, generate compost, fertilizer. Yeah, it's already there. Agriculture, thus reducing the need for eco-toxic failure. Yeah. See, you are producing an organic fertilizer rather than a chemical used to reclaim the soil. You're already producing a manure for the soil, natural manure. A sustainable town would also centralize general utility requirements, which would drastically reduce the pressure on centralized resources such as electricity, water, and fuel. Right? The major energy. Yeah.
Sorry to stop you. Just as per your request, just a kind reminder for the project.
Yeah, stop this slide.
320 now.
Yeah. No. 3:20. I follow the time in the system. I started accordingly. 3:20 now. I have 10 more minutes. I stop here. But before stopping, I want to ask you a question. You know, you are from very different countries and parts of the country, right? Can you please bring any sustainable building examples or product examples in your next class? I will ask randomly. Give at least an example. Just example. I don't ask you to detail them. Just give an example, building, product, procedure, strategy, policy, which was sustainable, maybe before pandemic. Okay, I stop here for today's class. Any question you ask me for the topic first, then we go for project. For project, I have this way. Come on. Any question in the class today? If not, you can start with asking question on the project. How do we ask question? Just one of you start the question. Others, can you please? I share a Word file. Actually, I used to have what do you call that? I forgotten the term. Padlet. I use a Padlet, but Padlet has a linear small column. Rather, I use this one. All of you type the question here. I will keep writing my answer. Insert table. I share this file. One moment. Okay, any question in the project? Come on, start. What's your question? Somebody said project, question. Nobody asked question. Everything clear?
Miss, can I ask regarding the project, right? So in case, right, because my project is doing on a Hyperloop, it's like a transportation system that is still. Hello, Miss, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Yeah. So regarding that, right, because that it haven't fully built out in this world, so it's still in the process of phasing. So like for the result itself, right, we actually putting on the expected result, right? What we expect the speed of the this and that, the Hyperloop system.
Okay. You cannot find any one successful sustainable component or indicator there.
I mean because it's not built, so because sustainability is more on some aspect of safety, the speed of it, this and that. There are some calculation on expectation, but we can use it as a result.
Are you sure they do not have? Did you collect? Is it just online collection you are saying, or you already gone through? Did you check thoroughly whether they have adapted or not? But better you, when you choose the project itself, check online whether this particular company is gotten sustainability approval or not. The index. This is the number one, choosing the project. Number two, if they are not, what is going on? If they are not achieved, do whatever you can find, right? Do whatever you can find. For example, this project, how many goals you have chosen? How many are available? Answer me.
I think for the technology side.
Yeah. Only technology side.
Yeah, I think.
One moment. In the technology side, right? What goal you are going to relate to? If you say technology side, they have grown, right? What kind of which goals are related, or one or two or three goals related? Come on, answer me. Or none? I share this. What? Well,
I'm checking back the
yeah, you take your
report
time.
for.
Now I post this file to you so that everyone can interact it. One moment. I post this under class material. Everyone can fill in their question there. I will answer now or after the class, because another 5 minutes go to end. You cannot finish the question. Upload this Word file. Keep typing your questions there. I reply. And desktop project. Come on. So having class, you can leave.
Hello, Miss.
Yeah, please.
And for every member, he need to have a task. Like in the format, you wrote that everyone need to take one goal.
Yeah.
Or sub goal, right?
Yeah, at least one goal or one target.
So it's not like September 2020.
What do you mean, September 2020?
Like before, the task was different actually. Like someone takes the introduction and conclusion, someone take the results.
That is for a unique project, right? One project is being shared among the people, but now it's sustainability project. I exclusively given the sustainability. Yes, it was also sustainable, but we had some bad experiences at that time, complaining about certain member of the students who are not contributing, and then they had problem. Only one or two in the project is working. Everyone is getting the same mark. That was the issues undergone. That's why we changed to everyone must have at least one goal to write down, like one goal or one target to discuss. Write at least 1 or 1.5 pages in the project. You can even put your name. That name will be appearing in the first page, right? First page, you are writing your name and ID, and then the task that you are doing, SDG 1, 2, if it is 1.31, number one goal, can I be number one goal? 3, health. Sustainability, goal 3 for public health, well-being, and then under that you taken the target, one target, number one target, so 3.1, discuss. That will be your part. Like that, everyone have to contribute. It is very simple. You have plenty of data online, and you have plenty of time available to do that. Any difficulty in collection of data? Come on, anyone can type here. You can access, right, this file. You check whether you can access and type or not. You start typing your question. I interchange the things. This is by staff and this is by student. Answer by me. Maybe some answer can be from students also. Come on, start typing your question here. Can you access this file? Like
No, Miss.
Padlet, cannot access. Editing. Make any changes. You're already there. I didn't prevent it. Can you check whether you can access this file, or I post the link first? Sharing link also can help. Copy link. Then you can come from the link. Copy. Access from the link. If you already log in, it should be possible. I go to Teams. Any question? Any other question? Do you understand? Must have at least one evidences. One guy asked about evidences, right? Yeah, collect evidences as much as you can. First of all, when you choose the project, also you should have checked whether they got a sustainable parameters or not. Even if they fail, also you can explain. For example, they have taken the one moment. They have taken the goal of 3.1 in 2020 project, and coming to 2021, 19 was the project. Coming to 2021, it failed. The sustainability goal 3.1 failed. Discuss about failure, right? It is not always success. We say sustainable development goals performance evaluation. You can discuss about the fail of that particular target. You can choose the target, discuss about all the identifiers or the indicators there, or otherwise just take one goal, one target, and one identifier. Good. Any question, Farooq? You asked me a question.
Okay. Okay, Madam. Can you see the picture that I have sent?
All are accessing the Word file. Can you edit it? One moment, let me check. Keep typing your questions, please. Others, it's shared already. Yeah, it is there. Come on, chat box. What's your file? Project Engineer Society. What's your question? What's your question here?
Yeah, this is our project B2B energy trading.
Okay.
So as you see, like I took the introduction, I took C general, and I took like how is it around the world, the B2B energy trading. And see, as you see, there is 3 members are taking 3 sub goals. We will talk about it in the results regarding to the results discussion.
Okay, group still okay, but why not you say about the overall when you having taken the introduction, you are already taking this one. Wait, what is the title of the project? One moment. Title of the project. What's that?
Peer-to-peer energy trading.
P2P. Oh. Now only I read here methodology. P2P energy, right? In this case, better everyone have the one goal at least. It's not that you do introduction part. You borrow introduction part from everybody. Edit. Must have. Keep saying from the beginning. Everyone must have one individual topic discussed. Then you are only writing. You are not collecting. You are not learning, isn't it? If you take Farooq has taken only writing about all. Just cognitive, no skills. Project should be skills oriented. You know, recently I was asked whether your project was meeting the society, going to the community. I have different plan for the next semester, must be implemented, otherwise getting approval, and there will be a remark for the project. This is society, engineers society, right? In that case, you must prove some skill, some psychomotor work activity. In that case, at least collection over online, collecting material, that is what we can expect the most, right? We cannot travel. in Malaysia, especially all complete lockdown. So yours is just writing part not admitted. Must have at least one of them, like she has or take support from other guy. This guy has taken 7.2. He would have taken Dania, right? Taken 2. He has she has taken 1 identifier. You discuss about other identifier. Take 7.2.3 identifier 3. Let her take identifier 1. So help each other. Clear?
Like, I'm still confused. But what about the introduction, the objective, the methodology? Like,
What do you call? Nothing to confuse. Everyone is writing, isn't it? Everyone is writing. Anyone, I cannot dedicate. You do this. You do this. It's a teamwork, right? Teamwork.
yeah,
It is. It is
and
otherwise. Everyone come out with this report. One of you or two of you compile it for creating this and this and this. It's up to you. That is what group project means. But mandatory that each one has contributed to the project, not in writing part alone. Got it?
so I don't need to write about specific goals.
Yes, better. Yeah.
When you have a question.
No, when everybody is writing, I'm sure you can borrow paragraph from each and then combine as introduction, combine as objective. Like 4 people are there, right? 4 objectives, 4. Then we'll have 4, including you. It'll be 4 objective. Put the lines in the objective section. Finish. Conclusion. I didn't. That's why I didn't give you any limitation of words or limitation of page for each and every section. I leave it to you. Okay. Is it clear? Because we cannot, what do you call, others also doing, right? It's not fair to have just writing part alone for you. I understand from this. Okay. Anything else? Any other doubt?
Miss, one thing.
Mm.
Could you share your lecture notes on CN or over the...
Yes, yes. I always put it just before the class because I keep updating until the day. That morning, like morning before 10, you check. The notes will be available. Okay, give me time until 10 o'clock so that I will edit until that time and then put it there. Okay,
All right,
I will upload it before the class. Today I really forgotten. Sorry, I will put it today. After the class, I post for today's. The next class, I try to post. Otherwise, because we are still updating. Again, according to the accreditation meeting last time, we are adding and removing, updating things as per the developments now. So give us time until 10 p.m. a.m. of every class, the day. Right. Any other question from your side?
Miss, just to confirm, the submission of the report will be on 6th of July and the presentation will be on 11th, right?
What is the, I don't remember the dates. You follow the dates given in your brief.
No, it should be 13th of July. 13, I think.
13. All right.
Okay, thank
Please
you.
refer to the
Right.
given.
Thank you, Miss.
Wait, 1 minute, important thing. Hey, why you are not writing? No questions are there in the Word file. You are able to write or not?
Miss, your Word file I think is not online one because your auto save is off. You can check, refer back to the MS Teams. Actually, there are people typing already.
So the class, okay, reopen it. Okay, yeah, I understand. Close and reopen it. Okay, everyone should jot down here. Oh, very good. People are writing. Okay. Keep writing. I will answer beside. Right now or end of the class. Any other question, moral question? Let me attend it. Why I make it common? The same question may be for others also, so that you are getting help. You just read the questions and then write the question. If it is special question, please write down. Come on, any other question? Otherwise, I stop here. I end the meeting today. I will answer this. Just take a 15 minutes break, come back and answer your question and also post your notes. All the best. Take care. And how about the quizzes? Answer all questions. Let me check the report later. Next class, get ready for sustainability quiz. We'll have 5 minutes in every class. Please be prepared, attend and be successful in every class. Okay, I will see who is leading. Come on, bye bye, take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.